see at least how these two face off. I'm hoping we get some 1v1s. I want to see him in the bot lane. Lord coming down the top. Something. Cameraman, don't you fail me now. I will lose my mind.
We got our eyes. Yeah, I'm about to say, like, we got our eyes on you. But
this is the match of the summer.
He's right what he said, right? For a very long time, they could never be #1 in the jungle position. Yes, it all came down to preference with who they made teams with, but at the same time, you know, a best player is known for his assassins. Tarzan is known for his tank jungles. I think those are some of the most important points to keep track of. But some would say, I mean, I think the two of you would agree, Tarzan can play assassin jungle to a certain extent better than what best player can play tank jungles, right?
That's definitely up for. I mean, that is, you could debate that for sure, right? That is, and that's kind of where my mind was going. I don't want to say it for sure, but yeah, I think both of them have some things. I think maybe over. I don't know, man. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it.
I know you don't.
I know these guys too well.
I'm
gonna get DMs. I'm gonna get DMs.
Not by
Tarzan. I mean, here's the deal. Numbers wise, you just go by numbers, championships, placings. Best player has the better spreadsheet, right? He does. That's just the reality of the situation. But when you do look at a lot of things, Tarzan sometimes looks like he could be the better jungler, like just little things, you know? But we haven't really seen Tarzan under that huge amount of pressure yet. That's another thing. So Tarzan also hasn't beaten him yet. Is it the team? I think Tarzan has a pretty good team right now, and it's not all about Tarzan, obviously. It's about the team itself. But we'll see. I
don't know about that pressure factor. I don't know about that pressure factor, Trex. I think we've seen over the years, we've seen Tarzan with more clutch moments than best player, right? But to be fair, you're right. Best player does have the better spreadsheet, and there are a lot of the top players of North America would like to play with best player and have him as their jungler, right? We've seen that time again before. That's why he is, of course, in, some would say, quote unquote, the invited team to MCT Americas in the North, while as VTA made it through the open qualifiers. Yeah. So big difference, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. They all go for broke here. It's for a spot in the grand finals, upper bracket finals up for grabs, and we get to see a first pick Jushin from the side of VTA.
I feel like a pick like that is
to lead the charge.
Or almost a guaranteed win, I feel like, for whichever team.
For VTA?
What's Jushin's win rate for this season?
That's a great question. I can check real fast, but I feel like, honestly, there hasn't been a single pick that just is a guarantee win pick yet. I just feel like we've seen all these power picks get beat here and there.
Yeah. Hylos and Jushin would be a great combination.
You go marksman here, right? You get the Claude. You don't want the carry. You can get the carry. You can go even Moskov to a certain extent here if you're Vendetta. Depending on what you want to play with, you do have the Jushin. Sora is still available, but Valentina is another choice that could come out on the other side. You want to pick up the Khalid to keep that roam pressure. Otherwise, you're going to be eaten alive by Shark's Hilda. That's an important thing to look at. And I like how they banned out the glue, right, to take it out of the hands of T, because he was definitely a big disruptor in these fights before. Guinevere in the jungle. That's a solid pick.
Is it a flex pick or is it?
I think it could be flex. That's why you don't pick. That's why you don't pick roam or jungle. Oh no, you're right.
Khalid.
Keep it simple.
I don't know. I still like Hylos and Jushin together. I think that's a great combination.
Leomord for best player.
That Guinevere pick was for that very reason. You know, best player is going to pick up the Leomord right now. They have the early aggression with the Hilda. So they want to add more to it. You pick up the Guinevere as a possible counter. You know, just to make sure best player has a tough time in the jungle, especially in these ganks. So you get yourself the Guinevere, the Khalid to match up the early aggression from the Hilda. They get the Leomord, take out the Claude, which would have been a great pick for Vendetta. And now I think another gold laner probably going to be taken out, or maybe you can't take out the Yu Zhang. It's not such a great point, but I think you know what? I think with the slight buffs that we've been seeing to the patch, we might see some of these new picks come out. I'm not sure if it's viable. I don't know if they want to risk it. I'm not a big I'm not a crazy fan for it in terms of go for something
spit it out.
Belleric, man. Belleric EXP.
I mean, we've seen Belly. Belleric EXP.
The Belly boy come on.
We've seen the Belly boy come out.
Yeah, if you're VTA, that is, right? Because it does well against the Herod. It forces out a Purify. You got so much more crowd control added. I think, and his physical defense has increased quite a bit. I think he'd definitely make a good factor. But then again, is it a merciless type of hero? I think they just go for Uranus if you're a VTA.
Yeah.
We still don't see. Oh, okay, there's a claw ban, so whether they're going to do
claw ban, sword ban, carry's open for VTA. I think we see a Eve ban here from VTA for the ban. Unless there's something up, there's something else up. Yeah, you just ban the Eve out here, right? It's just smart. It's easy.
It's just straightforward.
Alpha7 still need a mid laner. Barzo's not great here. There's no Zetian. Yeah, there goes the Eve ban.
Zetian is the best choice.
I guess they could go for the Lilia here, but you might want to save that. No, Lilia's no good here. Not against
Zetian's
the
safe choice.
Wait,
Gord?
No, Gord is not.
No, Zetian's banned.
Gord is gonna just sit there for Guinevere to jump.
Lilia. They go for the Lilia.
Ooh. They go aggressive.
Risky.
They go aggressive, just multiplying what they can do in the early game with this Leomord and this Hilda. So it's good. They definitely have the mid to late game factor with this Harith already on their side. But if you're VTA, you get the Uranus EXP lane, does super solid. Merciless has been a monster. That's his bread and butter at this point. That Uranus, and then lock in the carry. There's not many other marksmen left. You don't want to go for the Moskov because the Lilia is just gonna have a field day against the Moskov. I think VTA have a solid.
Use your Uranus here. I think that's the real thing. You have a pretty powerful lineup. Do you waste the Uranus here? That's my thing.
They don't.
You get I was thinking, I'm like, because like the lineup's good. Alice fits well here. Uranus.
There you go.
There you go. How'd you know it was coming? But wait, is this no? It's EXP lane Hilda, Rome.
It's
Rome Belly.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense. There's a lot of physical damage on the other side, right? So, I mean, I would have preferred it on the side of VTA. To be honest, it would have done. It would have been a little better. But Alice does kind of the same thing with the big AOE stuns.
And there you have it. That lineup is locked in for that first game of the first series tonight. Very exciting times. Let us know in the chat who you think is gonna win this first game, guys. Kronos, what do you think? Archers?
And we take a look at the lineups, and I feel like Vendetta, I like the amount of crowd control they have over here. A lot of AoE, a lot of combo possibilities. When you're up against a team that you could maybe put in the line of, this team might be a little better than me, this is a great way to go for game number 1.
Well, it is a great way to get in indeed. Upper bracket finals. A ticket to the grand finals of MCT AMER North. And we're talking Alpha7 versus Vendetta, baby. Can we see this game or this series go all the way? We're starting off with game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. And we are underway.
All right, so we've been talking about it, and that's who we're looking at right now. Tarzan versus Best Player. We got to see them face off before, both of them looking for something huge here, but some other lanes that I think we all have to keep our eyes on. EXP lane, Merciless versus Nats. You've got Merciless trying to make a name for himself against Nats, an MSC champion, a monster in his own right. And then last but not least, it's Zia and Melon, the rookie of the year, going up against the guy who has done this 100 times. We have seen Melon win out on the 1v1 before, be able to win lane. This matchup here, not the greatest for him because of the range, but if Zia plays it safe, he should be okay. But already, Melon's winning out in trade. Zia going back to base right now, possibly going to lose a minion here. That's huge.
I mean, it's rare to see, right? A Herod losing out of the lane to the carry. That just shows
at least that early on,
to take the risk. Yeah, he's willing to take the risk, and that's something that you mentioned, how Zia likes to play it safe in terms of what he can do, right? He's looking to play it safe. But then again, is that the way you go here if you're Alpha7 North?
I mean, it's definitely debatable, right? I think Alpha7 they're not going to play like we saw them play against Stamina the other day. They know that Vendetta is not a team you can just muscle around. They're going to have to be careful. And Vendetta seem like the hungrier team in a sense, which could either backfire or it could push them to glory, right? Melon has a lot to prove, but already action in the mid side.
Ooh. Here comes out the Steed from best player, looking to take him down. MCT taking so much damage from Nats. He's able to get first blood, powered by a Runestone. And here comes Merciless with the Throne of Rule with a flicker play on Unblessed. And now they're looking to take out best player as Merciless finds the opening. Melon looking to dash around, and Zia is on top of him. Cool World finds the angle. They make it a 3-1 play.
So already some big swings, 3 members falling down on the side of Vendetta, Churro, T, and Melon, but they do get best player. I mean, depending on who this turtle goes to, that could be what the trade really comes out. I still like it for Alpha7, but losing best player this early is huge.
Oh yeah, it is definitely. But then back on the turtle pit, back in the turtle pit with the help of Retribution, able to secure that, and comes out the Steed as well. T has to get out of harm's way. Alpha7, they still walk away with the turtle after all of that. That's a place.
Yeah, 3 kills, an 800 gold lead, a turtle into their pocket. I mean, it's definitely a beautiful start for them, but we are seeing some of the possibilities from Vendetta, some of the aggression. It just needs to be tightened up more, and this is exactly what we talked about from Alpha7. They're willing to kind of take their time, not only with the game, but with these fights. They will push things around, and if you make a mistake anywhere, like maybe Melon did there on his way down, they're going to capitalize on it. So whether you make a mistake in the turtle pit or someone makes a mistake on their way to the turtle pit, it is a problem.
Yeah, it definitely is a problem, especially when Melon had a slight better early game, right, compared to what Zia did. And now all of a sudden, whatever pressure he applied on Zia early on in the first few seconds or first few minutes of the game, it's completely negated. And now all of a sudden, Alpha7 North have got the lead, have got the advantage, and we know what Alpha7 can do. They run and gun, baby. That's what they like to do every single time. It's a similar play style to what Alpha7 in the South go with as well. They get aggressive, and then next thing you know, you blink and you miss the game completely. But this case, Vendetta, with T in the wrong position against Shark, he's trying, right? And even as a Khalid, he's not allowed to walk up to any one of them. And it's all thanks to Cold World on this Lilia.
So where does he go from here, right? I think Alpha7 kind of just keep on choking the map. Wait for little plays. We're seeing best player steal some camps here. Doesn't have a huge advantage, just a little bit of extra XP. But if he can keep making steals like that, it will make the difference. But overall, it's a 900 gold lead. Still kind of a tie game. One big play from T, one big play from Shark could change everything here. One thing I'm worried about Shark though on this Belleric is there's not much surprise factor to it. Very telegraphed. You run in, you hit the ult. He doesn't have flicker or anything like that. Oh, and speaking of Shark.
Yeah, he just gets part of the spatial migration. What a wrath of the Dryads and the Throne of Ruin coming at the same time. Churro goes in, but look at Zia dashing around, finds a double, looking for the third. Merciless able to make it out of harm's way. Churro, Bommy has to flicker, but still in a precarious position as Nat able to find it, and Zia, a triple kill to follow. And all of a sudden, the hopes and dreams of Vendetta are starting to fall apart, and it's only game number 1.
Yeah, Vendetta picking fights that maybe they just shouldn't. They go for the knock-up onto Shark, not able to do much with it. Tarzan, still not really tanky enough to take that many shots to his face. He goes in, he gets a Violent Requiem, and he gets brought down to about 10%, and he's forced to dash back. And now you got nothing with it. I think coming into these fights, Tarzan needs to be, you know, we've talked about this with a lot of junglers over the past weeks. You need to not be the engager. You need to be the secondary. You need to let the fight happen a little bit and then jump in, especially on something like a Guinevere, where the moment you hit that Violent Requiem, yes, you're doing damage, but you're also taking a lot of damage.
I mean, at this point, who else can go in first, though? right? That's the problem with the Guinevere. You are kind of like the primary initiator when it comes to these fights. You have the spatial migration, you do have the knockup, but then maybe you're right. In terms of hitting the Violet Requiem, you don't go for broke at that point. Vendetta needs to find different angles. Merciless has been having a good game. He's 2-0-0. 2 kills that have been on the hands of Vendetta have come off of him, making those massive Throne of Ruin plays with the help of the Flicker, catching the black backline, and of course, best player has got caught in that a couple of times as well. But in these extended fights, Alpha7 North will start shining just because of how they have their composition built around these kind of team fights, right? You have Shark to make sure you prolong the fight, and the more the fight is prolonged, Cold World does more and more damage. But here, T gets caught, sandwiched, has to use the Raging Sandstorm just to make it out alive.
Yeah, what is he even doing over there? They need to play this match a bit more passively. Vendetta cannot be cut off. A lot of damage onto this tower, and Alpha North will fall back. But that's what I mean. Tarzan seems, T seems to be a little out of position sometimes. I get it, get vision for your team, but also don't go too far away from your team. You just wasted an ult. Turtle's going to be up in 12 seconds. You might not have it back in time, we'll see.
Oh, wait, he doesn't even have a Flicker, but going in deep and baiting out the black shoes. But here comes the Throne of Ruin from Merciless, zoning out from the Zaman Force, and Zia dashes around, able to pick up a mega kill. And now all of a sudden, Alpha7 looking super strong. 4-0-2 on Zia. What's supposed to be a mid to late game. Harith that's already starting to pop off.
Yeah, and I got to give it up. Merciless is trying here. Churro Bomb is trying. Tarzan trying. But T making a little bit too many mistakes, going a little too deep. You got the black shoes on Cold World. That's not the target, right? There's no way to take him out right now, and you waste so much just for those black shoes.
Oh no, Merciless, what are you doing? He just barely survives, but look at the Wrath. Oh my god, the Raging Sandstorm coming at the right time. Shark with the Wrath of the Dryads, baiting on the Purify is Tarzan. Goes into spatial migration, able to get Cold World, trying to walk out alive, but Nats follows through on the dash, coming in from Zia, almost catching Tarzan. Best player trying to reach him, but Zia finds it. And now 9-3 is the score. They're looking to get through the mid lane next.
Tarzan tried hard for that one. And there was a moment too where he walked against the wall for just a second and he gets hit by that basic attack and you're like, ooh, and you think he's good, but that just shows how long the range on that fission is for the Harith. It's actually insane. Like how much poke Harith actually has. The frame that he was able to catch Tarzan in there. And now Tarzan's sitting at 1-2-1. Still hasn't really been in form. I'd love to see his items right now, see if he's going for a tankier build, see if he went a bit more damage in the beginning, what his route is. Because honestly, at this point, I don't think you want to put too much damage on the Guinevere. You need to be someone that can really hold your own when you get that knockup.
Yeah, definitely. It comes down to how they're going to be able to utilize that knockup, right? It's going to be the timing of the knockup, the pick-off potential. Just because the moment he goes in, you know for a fact they have 3 Purifies on the other side, and him being the primary initiator is going to make it slightly difficult for Vendetta to find any sort of plays, and T has to follow through. But every time he goes in, he gets taunted just like this. Oh, Shark able to pull out this Belleric. He just got a slight bit of a recent buff, and he's already making waves right now in MCT AMER. Alpha7 9, Vendetta 3. Alpha7 just looking for another possible angle to hammer away at this chink of the armor that they found of Vendetta. The Lord is up, they're already going at it, 20,000 HP, and I don't think there's a chance that Vendetta can try and contest it. They still want to go for it though. Merciless walks in, there's the Revitalist of him, best player goes in with the steed, able to fight Tarzan, and now Churro Bombi getting caught on the Dryad. Here comes the Raging Sandstorm, but look at Churro goes in along with the Crimson Beacon, but Zia is unstoppable indeed, finds a double in the midst of it all. Alpha7 North have found answers and Vendetta have none.
What more could you ask for there? You get a beautiful Throne of Ruin, paired up with a Raging Sandstorm, followed up by the Beacon. It's literally the combo everyone dreams of. You're just too far behind. Melon just 0-3-1. It's not enough. Tarzan getting, pretty much completely destroyed in a half of a second there. Doesn't matter how much you're able to stack up those combos if your major damage dealers aren't outputting, and Melon and Churro need more time, and Vendetta's just having trouble accepting that right now, right? They keep on forcing these fights thinking that if we all land our skills, it's going to be okay, but it's not.
I mean, we saw this come out in the previous time these guys went head-to-head, right? Vendetta did get game number 1 because they were super aggressive. Are they trying to replicate that formula? Is this something they want to do again? Because their picks are not really allowing them to do so. They just got to hold on and make sure you get to the point where Melon can start shredding them down. But you've given them a 7k gold lead already, and they're looking super solid. They got the Wishing Lantern in the hands of Cold World. And also, Zia's already got the Holy Crystal.
He got that right before that Lord fight, locked it in, and is just completely. It's a problem. It might be possible that Zia goes deathless this match if they're able to end this soon. Unless Vendetta, it's not even at this point. It's not even Vendetta gets a big play. It's if Alpha7 messed something up, because we've already seen them completely lock every ult perfectly, and it's still not enough damage.
And speaking of ult, look at the Throne of Ruin catches 2 members. They're able to get a nice Purify. No, they don't. Only the Revitalize from Shark Wrath of the Giants coming through as well. But Tarzan going in, gets caught. And you were talking about Zia going deathless. Seems like it just might happen. 8-0-2. And not just that, Trex. We've been talking about the amount of crowd control that Vendetta have, right? And still they're not able to go through the Purify. You can see nice use of Wild Requiem with the help of the Winter Crown. But now all of a sudden, Zia taking him super low in the Purify, coming in clutch for him. They get Tarzan, but they find a way to shut him down. Churro, Bobby with the help of the Lantern Flare, but there, look at the one back by Churro, able to make it a double. And T running for the hills as he's being a distraction.
Churro stepping up, able to make some plays happen. T as well, honestly, into the back line, getting some damage. Vendetta survived to see another day here. They find a small moment, and this is something Vendetta likes to do. Something that we've always kind of coined them for. It takes one fight for Vendetta to win a game. They don't need anything else. They don't want anything else. Was that the fight? I don't think it was quite yet happened, but it is going to put them back into the game now. Take a look at the items. Melon finally locking in a bit more. We're starting to see the speed come. We're starting to see the damage come. Now, as we pass this 13.5 minute mark, when next Lord comes 14 minute mark, if they land another big combo like they did before, it might be a bit scarier.
Definitely will be a bit scarier. And for those of you who don't think that Vendetta needs just one moment, you can ask Night Horde. They give them a nightmare of a series, to be honest. But Vendetta, you know, they're coming off of the back of that series where almost all the games went the distance. Like, in terms of the distance, they were super close, and Vendetta could have lost it at any moment. Hope that has not put any doubts in the minds of their own players, because of course they can hold their own. They have taken a game or two away from Alpha7. I say it too because the second game should have been theirs. They just let it. They just fumble the bag at that point, and now they're trying to bring the heat. But you can take a look at Nats. His positioning has been impeccable.
Scary.
Look at it catch Melon off guard, and now all of a sudden Shark trying to get on top of them. Nats not able to find the angle, shows himself at the moment. And Vendetta slowly pushing out Alpha7 out of that Lord pit.
This is a tough spot right now, but even Alpha7, I think, know it's a dangerous spot. They know that the damage is finally there. Lower lane, slow pushing towards Vendetta right now. Alpha7. I mean, it's a nail biter. Ooh, nice knock up.
They're not wasting. They're not wasting any time. Tarzan goes in, but he's
gonna
throw a Ruin catch 3 members.
Melon free hitting.
At the same time, but Shark changes everything. And Churro Bobby finds one. Zia coming back with a double. 3 down and out now all of a sudden for Vendetta. Alpha7 North find the angle for the pickoffs, find the angles for the team fights. They got a cannon minion coming out of the mid lane. I don't think they care about that. They just want the wipe. They got a whole wave on top side, and that's going to be enough. The Zamar Force has already dropped down, and Melon looks like he can't get in, but Churro goes in aggressive, but he's able to still pick off Melon, and now all of a sudden they're looking for the wipe. Alpha7 North take game number 1 in this best of 5 upper bracket series.
Alpha7 continues to show dominance in MCT North. Game number 1, and it felt like Vendetta didn't even have a chance. There was probably one fight there, even at the end, and it was more of just, okay, good defense. You're able to get some kills there. But they never really got the opportunity to come online there. They never had the opportunity to really make those combos work.
Yeah, they had that one opportunity at the end there. It just seems like, you know, they were the gold diff was just going more and more, but then they were able to kind of stop it. It's not, you know, rolling out of control a little, but then at the end it's still, they couldn't change that result of this first game.
I think when it comes to taking out Alpha7, or when you're trying to fight Alpha7 or take it to Alpha7, you kind of want to win the early game, right? And I think that's the big difference, because they're such a snowball heavy team. If they get the early game in their hands, they rarely let it slip. They really rarely let it slip. So that's what Vendetta tried to do, contest the early game. Unfortunate that they weren't able to do it.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate. I mean, Tarzan, I think that was a major issue with the Guinevere. Tarzan wanted to try to make plays happen, but from the very beginning started taking deaths. And you look at the counterpart, best player, takes a death at first turtle, immediately brushes it off, and is able to still output, still do great damage. And we kind of had doubts about Cold World, but 1, 2, and 18. The guy on the Lilia, it was a perfect fit. He was able to be aggressive. Also continuously baited ults from T, from Tarzan, from Mercy. The fact that he even has those 2 deaths is kind of surprising, because it felt like he was just never fully going down.
As well, take a look at some of the highlights that happened in this game. Not many present for Vendetta. The only ones that came through are off of Merciless. A massive throne of ruins. But look at Zia. He's just there, right? In the nick of time. MVP performance, Layla?
MVP, well, I think we all know who it is. It's Zia, right? We've been talking about, you know, these two
Hopefully.
teams, junglers. They're doing amazing, and we were also touching up on the fact that you need to also have a great team. And what a great team could you ask for? Zia with this clutch Harith doing so much damage, able to delete at the end pretty much any of the enemy heroes.
How did none of them go down there? How did none of them go down there? It's honestly insane. Like, there's nothing more you could ask for with that composition. It was the perfect combo. The only thing that would have made it better is if Tarzan was there with, if Tarzan was still alive and hit like a 3-man Violent Requiem or something. But it just goes to show how Vendetta's, the damage, just not enough damage. And this gets rid of their carry, it gets rid of their Jushin, gets rid of their Khalid, a lot of things off the table now for a lost game from Vendetta.
Yeah, I think Vendetta just, it's going to be difficult, right, for them to try and get anything out of this now in terms of the global bans. And you're right, with Alpha7, they didn't pick a lot of their power picks. We're talking about a Beleric being picked up. Yes, they do have Nats on the Hilda, but you know, it's still a big difference maker in terms of what's happened so far as these team fights go. MVP though this time gonna be in the hands of Zia. Did we even have a doubt? 12, 1, and 3 KDA. Did a 95k total damage, 816 gold per minute. Have we seen 1,000 gold per minute this time in MCT? I don't think we have we?
I don't think so. That's a rarity, man. 1,000 GP in a minute is crazy numbers. That's like crazy numbers.
We've seen it though, just not this season in MCT. We might be looking at it in you know, later on. But folks, the highlights of Zia playing this game. This is the fight that we're talking about. What a Throne of Ruin, getting 3 members. And look at Cold World, that Black Shoes being such a difference maker. Churro even going in with that beacon, but Zia being the big difference maker, right? Just dashing around. That Zaman Force not just being used as a tool for additional damage, but also kind of like a zoning tool, create a separation between the backline of Vendetta and the ones that are diving in.
So at this point, overall, Vendetta definitely has some things to look at, right? Do we think it was just a draft issue, or do we think it was something a little deeper than that, Kronos?
I think you can say it's a bit of both. I don't think Vendetta's draft was that bad.